Night falls, and humanity sits huddled in a corner, searching the shadows with bloodshot eyes. Hello, freaks and freethinkers. I'm your host, Deep Amber, and this is Radio Ghost Town. Tonight, our investigation into the grand conspiracy takes an apocalyptic turn as we set forth into the darkness on a search and destroy mission to unmask the agents of the Antichrist. Let's talk about mind control. Are there multiple U.S. patents on devices and/or processes that can supposedly alter brain waves, generate emotional responses, and stimulate the nervous system without the subject's knowledge or consent? According to my research, yes, there are. But these are not the subject of tonight's discussion. With this, our first foray into the world of mental manipulation, we'll focus on a variety of mind control a bit more close to home. Your cell phone may or may not contain a hidden microchip which, when remotely triggered, hijacks your brain and tells you how to feel, producing artificial mood swings, desires, and aversions which are not your own, but which are virtually indistinguishable from that which your own soul provides. I honestly don't know. It's possible. I wouldn't put anything past the perverts and weirdos who run this world, and I have taken a sovereign vow to, whenever possible, assume they're lying, guilty sacks of moral decay who are up to no good. But that's really not the point, because whether or not our smart TVs are equipped with chips to emotionally outsmart us, our phones definitely are bogged down with apps we loaded of our own free will and use at our own discretion. Our TVs host movies and video games that we elect to participate with on an emotional level. We have given our consent. And as far as the vulgar lead is concerned now, whatever happens, we brought it on ourselves. Oh, Deep Amber, you say, not this tired old song again. It's so boring. Let's talk about how the light frequency of LED light bulbs is used to manipulate the chemical balance in our brains. No, we cannot do that. That's not to say such things are beyond the realm of possibility, but the first danger we must face as a free people is the one we have taken willingly to our bosoms, eyes wide open. To quote the famous poem, "You knew darn well I was a snake before you took me in." Ask yourself, how much of what you like is truly what you like? How many of your preferences have been dictated to you? How often have you simply donned the persona assigned to you, like changing your character's skin in a video game? How much of what you do is done because you decided to do it? How much is just going along with the crowd? How much is responding to impulses you've been given, like Pavlov's dog taught to drool at the sound of a notification bell? Changing your opinion on the video you're watching simply because complete strangers on the comment section said you should. There have been utterly horrifying psychological experiments for nigh on a century now, exploring and detailing how easily a person's moral code, convictions, and boundaries break down under the right circumstances. A little pressure from the right people, a little risk versus reward, a little fear of being an outsider. It is terrifying what the seemingly average man or woman can be cajoled into doing, and how very little cajoling it takes. Not long ago, on an episode on an unrelated topic, I asked you, how long have they been lying to us? I'm still wondering. But this new investigation has led me to ask something else as well. How long have we been lying to ourselves? Do you think there's life on other planets? How important is colonizing Mars? What is the last thing you purchased just after seeing it all over social media? How vital is it that we have an equal number of men and women in the workplace? How highly do you place self-love and self-care and just self in the hierarchy of needs? When is the last time you quoted a line from a movie or a TV series as if it were scientific fact, even though you literally only had a fictional character's word for it? How many of your opinions were handed to you by the entertainment you watch and the accounts you follow? How often do you sit down, research, and analyze what you've been told to see if a source is worthy of your trust? Have you ever traced your own opinion on a topic all the way back to its inception to see if, in fact, it was ever really your opinion at all? I hate to tell you this, freaks and freethinkers, but most of you who are interested in alien civilizations and the space program and visiting other worlds have been groomed to be interested in these things because it's convenient for the powers that be to have a population that believes in ancient aliens and is easily distracted by NASA's tomfoolery and never questions the billions of dollars poured into the quest to reach beyond the stars. Star Trek and Star Wars were the humble beginnings of a multimedia complex that exists just to control you. But don't feel bad. You're not the only ones. The truth of the matter is, whatever you're into, there is an entire infrastructure of influence already in place to control your perception, opinion, and actions through that perceived interest. I'll prove it to you. Back in the day, the powers that be needed women out of the home and into the workforce so they could tax 2 incomes instead of 1 and safely raise our children for us while we were busy climbing the corporate ladder. So, right on cue, Hollywood rolls out storylines telling women that they need to find themselves and that careers are more fulfilling than families. Pop songs waving the same flag quickly top the charts. Magazines with peer-reviewed studies appear, walking in lockstep with the narrative. American women are unhappy, unsatisfied. They want more. Cast off your shackles, ladies. You can have it all. So our mothers did as they were told, as they were programmed to do. They packed up and left, leaving us to be raised by our television sets and by nosy high school teachers. That's something else too. Right about the time they were ending the stay-at-home mom, the entertainment complex introduced us to the teacherant, a public school authority figure who is better at raising your kids than you are. Who wouldn't trust Mr. Feeney with the future welfare of their bumbling but lovable sons? He was such a good man. Fast forward a few years now, and for women, having it all means having no kids at all. Funny how that worked out. And the Mr. Feeneys shepherding our little ones into adulthood are doing so with rainbow flags on the walls and tampons in the boys' restroom. And they're wearing lipstick and chatting with the class about their kinks. The scripture warns that in the end times, mankind will come under the sway of a strong delusion. Well, the end times are here, and the shared delusionary mindset prophesied of in the Holy Writ has performed fantastically in beta tests. It sits quietly in place, waiting for the big reveal when the serpent's plan kicks into its final phase. I hope you're concerned, freaks and freethinkers, and I hope you're determined to take a long, hard look at what you think and why you think it. Is there a way out of this miasma of mind control? Yes. And it has everything to do with having the mind of Christ. Run to Calvary, dear ones, for the cross is our only hope. We'll talk again soon. Until then, read the Bible and stay free. Now, for the record. Satan is alive and active in the world today. He is your mortal enemy with just one goal, to destroy you body and soul. But the good news is we have a champion. His name is Jesus. Jesus is the only way to God, and the Bible is our only source for absolute truth. Together, they're our only hope for salvation. I'm Deep Amber, and this is Radio Ghost Town.
Luke 10:19 says, "Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you."
At FBLM, we choose freedom over comfort and truth over popularity. We hope you will too.
And check out our merchandise through the link in the descriptions. And don't forget to watch more videos.
Together, we are FlyByLightMedia, and we rise to shine.